Annyeong! Welcome to Delightful. I am working on another doll, I promise. I know you come here for the dolls. But Easter is right around the corner and I'm in the mood to paint Easter eggs. I've wanted to do this for ages and never found the time, so let's make it happen this year. I'm going to use 3 different techniques using materials I already have in my studio. Timestamps are available in the description. First, we need shells. I asked my hubby to pick up some eggs while he was out, and he got me brown eggs. I was like, 자기야, 흰색 달걀 필요하잖아. But, you know, Easter egg decorating isn't really a thing here in South Korea, so a forgivable mistake, I suppose. Second attempt, we found white eggs. But man, they really stamped the heck out of these, huh? Ideally, you have a friend with chickens and can take a few eggs off their hands. Well, you make do with what you got. It goes without saying, but step 1 is wash your eggs and the tools we're about to use. Poke a hole in the top and bottom of the egg. Widen it oh so slightly so that it's easier to blow out the contents. Take a paper clip and stir the egg's insides. It'll be real hard blowing it out otherwise. Then, you guessed it, blow! Yep, just as difficult as I remember it being as a kid. Not terribly appetizing, is it? I foolishly prepared all my eggs at once, which meant my family had to get creative with cooking and eating all these bad boys. We declared this Egg Fest 2024. With all the shells prepared, we can get to decorating. The stamps didn't come off with acetone, so I guess we'll just have to work around them. Or hide them. When we were kids, my mom got one of those tie-dye egg kits, you know, one of those fun crafts you can do, and she still has the shells my sister and I made 20 years later, decorating the dinner table come Easter time. Well, just as Easter traditions as I know them aren't present here in Korea, neither are dye kits. But that's okay. There are tons of ways to decorate eggs using supplies you already have in the art closet. Method 1. Watercolors and glitter. Stick the egg onto a paper clip to use as a handle. This will keep our fingerprints off the egg and let the pigment go where it pleases. Blob on some color, let it flow, maybe add a second color in there. I found 3 colors per egg kept them interesting but not too muddy. Isn't it pretty how the colors blend and swirl together? I left dry white patches, but you could coat the whole egg. You could plan to leave white stripes, for example. Watercolor is, naturally, a very fluid medium. I was trying to somewhat match the eggs my sister and I made as kids all those years ago. Experiment with dipping wet paint around the egg, or achieve more textural brush strokes with a drier brush. I found that letting the first layer dry, then doing a second pass gave me a good amount of color buildup. Leave them as is, or take it up a notch by applying glitter. Dab a wet finger over the surface to re-wet the pigment, or slather a small amount of glue on there, then gently tap 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 some glitter on top. Oh yeah, that's the stuff. Method 2. Acrylic paint. Acrylic paint is easy to control, highly pigmented, and thick, making it a great medium for thought-out designs on eggs. I'm using a limited palette of blue, green, pink, and lavender for that pastel aesthetic. But of course, the colors and design can be anything, it's up to you. I begin by strategically placing a large blue chevron stripe over the egg stamp. I think I do a pretty good job of hiding the stamps, to be honest. It was an added challenge I ended up kind of enjoying. I've seen people make elaborate, museum-worthy fine art using just paint and eggs. You know the ones. Maybe you've seen them on Pinterest. Truly beautiful. But if that's not you, don't be intimidated. Art can be a highly refined, professional product, but it can also just be fun. I'm making up a cutesy little egg design on the spot and loving it. It's not particularly clean and the lines are wonky, but that adds to the handmade charm. I love how my acrylic eggs turn out. What designs will you paint? not to swerve mid-video, but I've been playing Monster Hunter Stories 2, and I love the monster eggs in that game. So since that's currently on my mind, I just had to paint a little Razewing Ratha egg. This one was more complicated with symmetry and stuff, so I did pencil in the design first before going in with the acrylic paints. About 2 coats is all it takes to become opaque, and as you can see, the colors are still fairly bright even though I tried this on a brown egg. My tiny little Ratha egg! So cute! Method 3. Temporary tattoos. Maybe you've heard of this one. I had, and what do you know, I've got some silver and gold temporary tattoos right here. I made a selection, cut it out, and following the directions, peeled off the plastic, placed the tattoo, wet the back, waited about 40 seconds, and then peeled it off. Okay, that's not as clean a peel as I was hoping for, but to be fair, these tattoos are at least 10 years old. Nonetheless, with a little more scrubbing and peeling, I managed to get the rest of the paper off, and voila! Shiny! That's very pretty. It certainly feels different from the tie-dye egg kits I'm used to. They have a much more rustic feel, don't they? They'd look good in like a burlap Easter basket out on a ranch or something. There you have it! 3 different techniques and materials to inspire your own egg ventures. Admittedly, they don't match each other all that well when I put them into one basket. Certainly, in particular, one of these eggs is not like the others. But hey, that's the power of art! You can make what you want. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely Easter if that's something you observe, and I'll see you next time with a doll video. Stay artsy! Annyeong!